Hey, guess what? In my years as a retirement specialist, I've seen tons of folks taking way too many risks with their cash. It's like they're on a financial roller coaster, and spoiler alert, it often ends in a big old disappointment when their investments tank or turn out to be super risky. So here's the deal. Financial advisors have to do this whole investment risk analysis thing before you invest your hard-earned dough. It's part of the rules. You know, like paying to get into a nightclub. It's the price of admission. Remember those days? But honestly, to me, it's like they're poking you with needles to see how much pain you can handle and then serving up that pain on a silver platter. The advisors all happy because they've ticked their regulatory boxes, and the client's temporarily chuffed because they're following the expert advice. And most of these risk analyses are all about market risk, and that's the chance you might lose some of your original moolah because investments tied to the stock market can go down as well as up. We all know the risk warnings. Capital at risk, up and down, like a yo-yo. Sure, the long-term trend usually goes up, but the market can take a nosedive anytime, potentially leaving you with less than you started with. You should expect a 10% drop in the stock market as regularly as your birthday, and a 30% drop every few years. This is probably what keeps most investors up at night, especially if they've been burned before with investments that weren't quite right for them. But hold up, there are other types of risk too, like shortfall risk and inflation risk. I've done a video all about inflation here. Shortfall risk, well, that's when the amount you've invested doesn't quite hit the mark for your future financial goals. If you play it too safe with no risk or low risk investments, you might end up with returns that are not enough to reach your target. And here's the secret sauce. Figuring out how much is enough to live your best life without freaking out about running out of cash will help you nail down the returns you need from your investments. And that, my friends, tells you how much risk you actually need to take. If your current investments aren't quite cutting it for the lifestyle you're after, you might want to consider cranking up the risk a notch to chase those higher returns. And remember, taking more investment risk isn't the only game in town. You do have some other options. So how about these? Work longer, save more now, spend less in retirement, and of course, passing away sooner than planned does also solve the problem. But it's not really an ideal solution, is it? Knowing your target returns is like having a financial GPS. It helps you make smart decisions about how much risk to take. And hey, if you're already crushing it with returns above what you need, you can dial back the risk and cruise in the slow lane for a bit. Remember, there's not much point taking investment risk if you don't need the investment return. But here's the kicker. If you don't know how much is enough, how will you know when to stop? You're basically flying blind without a financial plan. So how confident are you about how much investment risk you need to take? If you haven't completed it already, our financial planning scorecard will give you some invaluable insight on some of the big picture stuff you should think about to help you work out how much investment risk you might need to be taking. You can measure it in less than 2 minutes, scan the QR code, or click on the scorecard link in the description. It's completely free, and you don't even need to share any of your personal details to get your score. But if you want to, there's the option of sharing your score directly with me in case you want to find out how I might be able to help you with improving your planning for your financial future. Let me know in the comments if the scorecard helped you and what changes it has inspired you to make. Now, we're looking to grow this channel so more people like you can find our content on YouTube, so it'd be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on our next video. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, and I put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.